Good evening, and welcome to the Walter K. Gordon Theater. Please take a moment to locate the nearest exit in case of an emergency. At this time, we ask you to silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. If you would like to be kept up to date about our 2019-2020 theater season and many other events presented by the Visual Media and Performing Arts Department, you can sign up for our mailing list at the box office or follow us on Instagram at RUCVMPA. Thank you, and enjoy tonight's performance of William Shakespeare's Hamlet.
Answer me! Stand and unfold yourself!
Long live the king!
Bernardo!
Hey!
You come most carefully upon your hour.
It's now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francisco.
For this relief, much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold, and I'm sick at heart.
Have you had a quiet guard?
Not a mouse stirring.
Well, good night. If you do see Marcellus arrive on my watch, better make haste.
I think I hear them. Stand! Who's there?
First of this ground!
And leadsman to the day!
Give you good night.
Oh, farewell on a soldier. Who hath relieved you?
Bernardo has my place. Give you good night.
Holla, Bernardo.
Say, was Horatio there? Peace of him. Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus. What? Has this thing appeared again tonight? I've seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy.
Hush, tush. Do not appear.
Where it comes again?
In the same figure! Like the king that's dead!
Thou art a scholar. Speak to it, Horatio.
What art thou? That you serve this time of night?
It is offended.
See, it stalks away. Stay. Speak! Speak! I charge thee, speak! Stop it, Marcellus!
Shall I strike at it?
Oh, it's here! What's this here?
It's gone.
It was about to speak when the cock crew, and then it started, like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is this not something more than our fantasy? Before my God, I might not disbelieve without the sensible and true avouch of mine own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself. Let us impart what we've seen tonight unto young Hamlet. For upon my life, this spirit, dumb to us, will speak to him.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that it us befitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature that we with wisest sorrow think on him, together, with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore, our sometime sister, and now our queen, with mirth in funeral and with dirge in marriage, taken to wife, for all our thanks. Now follows that you know young Fortinbras, who, thinking our state to be disjoint and out of frame, hath not failed to pester us with message, importing the surrender of those lands lost by his father with all bonds of law to our most valiant brother. We have here written Norway, uncle of young Fortinbras, who, impotent and bedrid, scarcely hears of his nephew's purpose to suppress his further gait herein. And we here dispatch you, good Cornelius, for bearing of this greeting to old Norway, Farewell, and let your haste commend your duty.
In that, in all things, will I show my duty.
We doubt it nothing. Heartily farewell. And now, Laertes, you told us of some suit. What is it, Laertes?
My dread lord, your leave and favor to return to France, from whence, though willingly I came to Denmark to show my duty in your coronation, yet now I confess that duty done, my thoughts and wishes bend again toward France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon.
Have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
He hath, my lord. I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
Laertes, take thine fair hour. Time be thine, and by thy best graces, spend it at thy will. But now, my cousin Hamlet, and my son,
A little more than kin and less than kind.
how is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord. I'm too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy knightly color off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lid seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou know'st 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam. Nay, it is, I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black yellow forms, moods, and shows of grief that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play. But I have that within, which passes so. These but the trappings and suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know, your father lost a father, and that father lost his. But to persever in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief. Take it to heart. Fie, 'tis a fault to heaven. We pray you, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as of a father. For let the world take note that you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his son, do I impart towards you. For your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier cousin, and our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I prithee, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
Shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Why, 'tis a loving and fair reply. Be as ourself in Denmark. Madam, come, this gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet, sit smiling to my heart. Come, away!
Ophelia.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not fixed this cat against self-slaughter. Oh, God. Oh, God. How weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seems to me all the uses of this world. Fie! 'Tis an unweeded garden that grows the seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely. That it should come to this, but 2 months dead.
Nay, not so much. Not two. So excellent a king that was to this, Hyperion to a satyr. So loving to my mother, that he might not beseem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth. Let me not think on't. Frailty, thy name is woman. A little month or ere those shoes were old, when she followed my poor father's body, like Niobe, all tears by she, oh heaven, a beast who wants discourse of reason would have mourned longer. Married with mine uncle. My father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules. Within a month. Ere yet, the salt of most unrighteous tears, like the flushing of her galled eyes, she married. Oh, most wicked speed, to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not, what cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship.
I'm glad to see you well. Horatio! Do I forget myself?
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
Sir, my good friend. But what make you from Wittenberg, Horatio? Marcellus.
My good lord.
I'm glad to see you well. Good evening, sir. But what, in faith, make you from Wittenberg?
Truant disposition. Good, my lord.
I would not have your enemies say so. But what is your affair in Elsinore? We'll teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I pray thee, fellow student, do not mock me. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Well, indeed, my lord, it fell hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. My father. Methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man. Take him for all in all. Shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw who?
My lord, the king, your father.
The king, my father.
Well, seize your admiration for a while, then attend here till I may deliver, upon the witness of these gentlemen, this marvel to you.
For heaven's love, let me hear.
2 nights together had these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch in the dead waste and middle of the night, been thus encountered. A figure, like your father, appears before them, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by them. This to me dreadful secrecy in part they did, and I with them. The 3rd night kept the watch, or as they had delivered both in time, form of the thing. Each word made true and good, the apparition comes. Now I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
But where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we watched.
Did not speak to it!
My lord, I did, but answer made it none. Yet, once we thought it lifted up, intended to address itself to motion like as it would speak. But even then, the morning cock crew loud, and at the sound it shrunk and hasted away, and vanished from our sight.
'Tis very strange.
As I do live, my honored lord, 'tis true. And we did think it writ down our duty to let you know of it.
Indeed. Indeed, sirs, but this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight.
We do, my lord.
Armed, say you.
Armed, my lord.
From top to toe.
My lord, from head to foot.
Then saw you not his face?
Yes, my lord.
What looked he? Frowningly?
A countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
I would I had been there.
It much amazed you.
Very like, very like. Stayed it long.
While one with moderate haste might tell 100.
Longer.
Not when I saw it.
I will watch tonight. Perchance 'twill wake again.
I warrant you, it will.
If it assume my noble father person, then I'll speak to it, though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. I pray you all, if you have hitherto concealed this sight, let it be treble in your silence still. And whatever else shall hap tonight, give it an understanding, but no tongue. I will requite your love, so fare you well. Upon the platform, twixt 11 and 12, I will visit you.
Our duty to your honor.
Your love is mine to you. Farewell. My father's spirit abroad, all is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would the night were come.
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, as the winds give benefit and convoys assistant, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that? Hey.
For Hamlet, and the trifling of his favors, hold it a fashion and a toy in blood. Froward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting, the suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more but so.
Think it no more, for he himself is subject to his birth. He may not as unvalued persons do carve for himself, for on his choice depends the sanctity and health of the whole state. Then weigh what loss your honor may sustain. If with too credent ear you list his songs, or you lose your heart, or your chaste treasure open to his unmastered importunity. Fear it, Ophelia. Fear it, my dear sister, and keep within the rear of your affection out of the shot and danger of desire.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart. But good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst like a puffed and reckless libertine himself, the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed.
Oh, fear me not, I stay too long. Oh, but here, my father.
Get here, Laertes! Aboard, aboard for shame! The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail. You are stayed for there. My blessing with you. And these few precepts in thy memory see thou character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. The friends thou hast in their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. Give every man thine ear, but few thy voice. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell. My blessing season this in me.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord.
Now the time invites you to go.
Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to you.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell.
What is it, Ophelia, he hath said to you?
So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Marry. Well bethought. 'Tis told me he hath very oft of late given private time to you, and that you yourself have of your audience been most free and bounteous. What is it between you? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affections! Huh, you speak like a green girl. Do you believe his tenders, as you call them?
My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honorable fashion, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
Fashion, you may call it.
Yes.
Go to. I do know. When the blood burns, how prodigal the soul gives the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, you must not take for fire. For Lord Hamlet, believe so much in him that he is young, and with a larger tether he may walk, then may be given to you. In few, Ophelia, do not believe his vows.
No.
This is for all. I would not, in plain terms, from this time forth, have you give words or talk with Lord Hamlet. Look to it. I charge you. Come your ways.
I shall obey you, my lord.
Air bites shrewdly. It is very cold. It is a nipping and eager air. What hour now? I think last 12.
No, it is struck.
Indeed. Heard last. Look, it comes. Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Bring the heirs from heaven, or blast from hell. Be thy intents wicked or charitable. Thou comes in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I will call thee Hamlet. King! Father! Oh, answer me! Why is this? Wherefore? What should we do? It beckons you go with it, as in some impermanent desire to you alone. But do not go with it. No, by no means. Do not speak to my followers. Do not, my lord. Why? What should be the fear? Wait, if we're again, I'll follow it.
What if it tempts you toward the flood, my lord? To the dreadful summit of the cliff, and there assume some other horrible form, which might deprive you of sovereignty of reason and draw you into madness. Think of it.
Wait, be still. Go on, I'll follow thee.
You shall not go, my lord!
Hold off your hand.
The world shall not go.
My vein cries out. Still in my cold. Hand thee, gentlemen. By heaven, make a ghost of him that lets me. I say away. Go on, I'll follow thee.
He waxes desperate with imagination.
Let's follow. Submit thus to obey him.
Have answer! To what issue will this come?
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Heaven will direct it.
Nay, let's follow him!
Where wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
Lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak, I am bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear.
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fasts in fires, until the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. List, Hamlet, oh list, if thou didst ever thy dear father love.
God.
Revenge his foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder.
Murder, most foul, as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange, and unnatural.
Haste. Haste me to know it, that with wings as swift as meditation or the thought of love may sweep to my revenge.
I find the act. It's given out, that sleeping in mine orchard, a serpent stung me. But know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul! My uncle!
I, that incestuous, adulterate beast, oh, wicked wit, wanton, shameful lust, the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. But soft, methinks I scent the morning's air. Brief, let me be. Sleeping in mine orchard, my custom always in the afternoon. Upon my secure hour, thy uncle stole. with juice of cursed Hebenon in a vial, and in the porches of mine ear did pour the leprous distilment. Thus was I sleeping by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible, horrible, most horrible! If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and demmed incest. But howsoever thou pursuest this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge, to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. Adieu. Adieu. Remember me.
Oh, all you host of heaven! Oh, earth, what else? Shall I couple hell? Fine, hold my heart. Remember thee? Yea, and from the table of my memory I will wipe away all trivial fond records, and thy commandments all alone shall live in the book and volume of my brain. Most pernicious woman. Villain! Villain smiling, damn this villain! My tables, meet it is, I set it down. That one may smile and be a villain. So, uncle, there you are.
Lord Hamlet! Lord!
Hello, ho-ho, boy, come, Bert, come!
How is my noble lord?
What news, my lord?
Oh, wonderful!
My lord, tell us.
No! You reveal it.
Not I, my lord, by heaven.
Nor
I, my lord, but you'll be secret.
I by heaven, my lord.
There's near a villain dwelling in all of Denmark, but he is an errant knave.
There needs no ghost come from the grave, my lord, to tell us this.
Why, right. You're in the right. And so without more circumstance at all, I hold it fit that we shake hands and part. You as your business and desire shall point to you, as every man has business and desire such as it is. For mine own poor part, look you.
Oh!
I'll go pray.
These are but wild and hurling words, my lord.
I'm sorry they offend you heartily. Yes, in faith, heartily.
There's no offense, my lord.
Yes, by St. Patrick, there is, my lord, much offense too touching this vision here. It is an honest ghost. That let me tell you. For your desire to know what is between us, or master it as you may. And now, good friends, your friends, scholars, and soldiers, give me one poor request.
What is it, my lord? We will.
Never make known what you have seen tonight.
My lord, we will not.
Nay, but swear it.
Well, in faith, my lord, not I.
Nor I, my lord, in faith.
Swear. Ha ha ha! Say thou so, boy, consent to swear.
Propose the oath, my lord.
Never to speak of what you have seen. Swear. Swear. Come hither, gentlemen. Never to speak of what you have heard. Swear.
Oh, but day and night, this is most wondrous strange.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in our philosophy. But come, hear as before, how strange or odd soe'er I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think meet to put an antic disposition on, that you at such time seeing me never shall, with arms encumbered, thus, head shake, or by pronouncing of some doubtful phrase, as well we know, or we could if we would, or if we list to speak, or they be, or if they may, or any ambiguous giving out to know that you know aught of me. So grace and mercy at your most need help you. Swear!
Swear!
We swear! Rest. Rest, perturbed spirit. So, gentlemen, let us go in together. And your fingers on your lips still, I pray. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right.
Give him his money and these notes, Rinaldo.
I will, my lord.
You shall do marvelous wisely, good Rinaldo. Before you visit with him, you make inquiry of his behavior.
But my good lord?
Wherefore should you do this?
Aye, my lord, I would know that.
Marry, sir. Here's my drift. You laying some slight sullies on my son closes with you in this consequence. Good sir, or so, or friend, or gentleman, according to the phrase and the addition of man and country.
Very good, my lord.
And then, sir, he does... What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Where did I leave?
At closes in the consequence. At friend or so? And gentlemen.
Closes in the consequence. Mary, he closes with you thus. I know the gentleman. I saw him yesterday, or the other day, or then and then. With such and such, you say, there, falling out at tennis. Or perchance entering a house of sale, vid a lesson a brothel or so forth, huh? See you now? Your bait of falsehood takes his carp of truth. By indirections, find directions out. You have me, have you not?
My lord, I have.
Got by you, farewell.
Good, my lord.
Observe his inclination in yourself.
I shall, my lord.
Father.
Farewell. How now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
Alas, my lord, I have been so affrighted.
With what in the name of heaven?
My lord, as I was sewing in my chamber, the Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all embraced, as pale as his shirt, with a look so piteous in purport as if he had been loosed out of hell to speak of horrors. He comes before me.
Mad for thy love?
My lord, I do not know. But truly, I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and he held me hard. He falls to such perusal of my face as if he would draw it. Long stayed he so. He raised a sigh so piteous and profound that it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go. And with his head over his shoulders turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes. For out of doors he went without their help, and to the last bended their light on me.
Go with me. I will seek the king. This is the very ecstasy of love and leads the will to desperate undertakings. I am sorry. What, have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my good lord, but as you did command, I did repel his letters and denied his access to me.
Oh, that hath made him mad. I am sorry. I feared he did but trifle and meant to wreck thee. But beshrew my jealousy. Come, go we to the king. This must be known.
Whoa!
Welcome, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Oh, something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation? Or so I call it, since not the exterior nor the inward man resembles that it was. I entreat you both, that being of so young days brought up with him, that you vouchsafe your rest here in our court some little time, so by your companies to draw him on to pleasures, and to gather, whether aught to us unknown afflicts him thus. That, open, lies within our remedy.
Good gentlemen, he hath much talked of you, and sure I am there are not two men living to whom he more adheres. If it will please you to show us so much gentry and goodwill as to expend your time with us a while, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesties might by the sovereign power you have of us put your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty.
We both obey and give ourselves
ourselves in the full bent to lay our services freely at your feet, to be commanded.
Thank you, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to visit my too-much-changed son. Go and bring the gentleman where Hamlet is.
Heavens make our presence and our practices pleasant and helpful to him. Amen.
The ambassador from Norway is joyfully returned, my lord.
Ah, that still has been the father of good news.
Have I, my lord? Assure you, my liege, I hold my duty as I hold my soul, both to my God and to my gracious king. And I do think that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh? Speak on that. That I do long to hear.
Give first admittance to the ambassador. My news shall be the fruit to that great feast.
He tells me, my sweet queen, that he hath found the head and source of all your son's distemper.
I doubt it is no other but the maid, his father's death and our o'er-hasty marriage.
Well, we shall sift him. Welcome, good friend. Say, Cornelius, what from our brother Norway?
Most fair return of greetings and desires. Upon my first, he sent out to express his nephew's levies, which at first appeared to be a preparation against the Polack. But, fair looked into, he truly found it was against your highness. Whereat grieved that his sickness, age, and impotence was falsely borne in hand, since out arrest on Fortinbras, which he, in brief, obeys, makes vow before his uncle nevermore to give the say of arms against your majesty. Whereon old Norway, overcome with joy, rewards him 3,000 crowns in annual fee, and his commission to employ those soldiers so levied as before against the Polack, that it might please you to give quiet pass through your dominions for his enterprise on such regards of safety and allowance as therein are set down.
It likes us well. And at our more considered time, we'll read, answer, and think upon this business. Meantime, we thank you for your well-took labor. Go to your rest at night. We will feast together. Most welcome home.
This business is very well ended. My lord and madam, to expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night, and time is time, were nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the outward limbs and flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad call I it, for to define true madness, what is it? But to be nothing else but mad. But let that go.
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. That he is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis true, 'tis pity, and pity it is true. A foolish figure, but farewell it, for I will use no art. Mad let us grant him then, and now remains that we find out the cause of this effect, or rather say the cause of this defect. For this effect defective comes by cause, and thus it remains, and the remainder thus. Perpend! I have a daughter, whilst she is mine, who in her duty and obedience, mark, hath given me this. Gather and surmise.
To the celestial and my soul. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia.
Excuse me. That is an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase. You shall hear thus.
In her excellent white bosom.
Take this from Hamlet to her.
Madam, stay a while. I will be faithful.
Doubt thou the stars are fire. Doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar. But never doubt that I love.
And how hath she received his love?
What do you think of me?
as of a man faithful and honorable.
I would fain prove so. But what might you think? When I saw this hot love on the wing as I perceived it? No. I went round to work. Lord Hamlet is a prince out of thy star. This must not be. And then I precepts gave her that she should lock herself away from his resort, admit no messengers, and receive no tokens. Which done, she took the fruits of my advice, and he repulsed it. A short tale to make, fell into a sadness, then to a fast, then to a watch, then to a weakness, then to a lightness. And by this declension into the madness whereon now he raves. And all we mourn for.
Do you think 'tis this?
It may be very likely.
How may we try it further?
You know, sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in the lobby.
So he does indeed.
At such time, I'll loose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind an arras then. Mark the encounter.
We will try it.
Oh, but look where sadly the poor wretch comes reading.
Wait, both away. I beseech you, I will board him presently. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God of mercy.
You know me, my lord.
Excellent, well. You're a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord.
Aye, sir. To be honest, as this world goes, is to be one man picked out of 2,000.
'Tis true, my lord.
Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but not as your daughter may conceive. Friend, look to it.
How say you by that? Still harping on my daughter, yet he knew me not at first. He said I was a fishmonger. He is far gone, far gone. I will speak to him. What do you read, my lord?
Words. Words. Words.
What's the matter, my lord?
Between who?
The matter you read, my lord.
Slander, sir. For the satirical slave says here that old men have gray beards. Their faces are wrinkled, and they have plentiful lack of wit, all together with weak hands. All which I most powerfully and potently believe. However, I hold it not honesty to have it set down thus.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in it. Will you walk out the air, my lord?
Into my grave!
That is most certainly out the air, my lord. How pregnant sometimes his replies. My honorable lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you.
You cannot, sir, take from me anything that I will more willingly part withal. Except my life. Accept my life. Accept my life. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. To die. To sleep no more. And by a sleep to say we end the heartache and thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. To the consummation devoutly to be wished. To die to sleep. To sleep. Perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we shuffle off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that gives calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong. The proud man's contumely. The pangs of despised love. The law's delay. The insolence of office. and the spurns that the patient merits of the unworthy takes when he himself might his quietest make with a bare bodkin. Who would these hurdles bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life? Without the dread of something after death. The undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. Thus, conscience makes a coward of us all, and thus the need of hue of resolution is sickly o'er the pale cast of thought and enterprises of great pith and moment. And with this regard, their currents turn away and lose the name of action.
My honored lord, my most dear lord,
My most excellent good friends, how dost thou Guildenstern? Ha, 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 Rosencrantz. Ha, 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 ha. Ha! Good lads, how do you both?
as the indifferent children of the earth. Happy in that we are not over happy on fortune's cap, we are not the very button.
Nor the soles of her shoe.
Neither, my lord.
Then you live about her waist, or in the middle of her favor.
Favor, private's way.
The secret parts of fortune? Oh! Most true, she is a strumpet. What's the news?
None, my lord, but that the world's grown honest.
Then is doomsday near, for your news is not true. Let me question more in particular. What have you, my good friends, deserved at the hands of fortune, that she send you to a prison hither?
Prison, my lord.
Denmark's a prison.
Then is the world one?
A goodly one, with their many wards, confines, and dungeons. Denmark being one of the worst.
We think not so, my lord.
Why then 'tis none to you either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. To me, it's a prison.
Why then your ambition makes it one. 'Tis too narrow for your mind.
Oh, I could be but bound in a nutshell and count myself a king of infinite space. Were it not that I have bad dreams, but in the beaten way of friendship, what make you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Beggar that I am, I'm even poor in thanks, but I thank you. Were you not sent for? Is it your own inclining?
Holy.
Is it a free visitation?
I,
Come, deal justly with me. Come, come. Nay, speak.
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything but to the purpose. You were sent for. And there is a kind of confession in your looks your modesties had not craft enough to come. I know. The good king and queen have sent for you.
But to what end, my lord?
That you must teach me. Be even and direct with me, whether you were sent for or no.
What say you?
Nay, that I have an eye of you. If you love me, hold not all.
My lord, we were sent for.
I will tell you why. So shall my anticipation prevent your discovery of your secrecy to the king and queen? I have of late, wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth and forgone all customs of exercise. And indeed, it goes so heavenly with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. That's this excellent canopy, the air. Look, this brave o'erhanging, this majestical roof, fretted with golden fire. Why, it appears no other thing to me than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is man. How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. No, nor woman neither. By your smiling, you seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Then why did you laugh when I said man delights not me?
Oh, what's the thing, my lord? If you delight not in man, then what Lenten entertainment the players shall receive from you. We coded them on the way. Hither are they coming to offer you service.
Gentlemen, you are welcome to Elsinore. Your hands, come. You are welcome. But my uncle father and aunt mother are deceived.
In what, my lord?
I am but mad north, northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw. You're welcome, masters. I'm glad to see you well. You're welcome. We'll have a speech straight. Come, give us a taste of your quality. Come, a passionate speech. Speech!
What speech, my lord?
I heard thee speak a speech once. 'Twas Aeneas' tale of Dido, and there about it especially, where it speaks of Priam's slaughter. Live in your memory. Begin.
Speech, 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 speech.
Anon he finds him. Striking too short of Greeks, his antique sword, rebellious to his arm, lies where it falls, repugnant to command. Unequal match, pierce at Priam, drives and rage strikes wide. But with the whiff and wind of his fell sword, the unnerved father falls. But lo, Pierce's sword, which was declining on the milky head of Reverend Priam, seemed, if yet to stick. And as a painted tyrant, Pierce stood, and like a neutral to his will and matter, did nothing.
This is too long.
It shall to the barbers with your beard. Prithee, say on. He's for gin, or tale of bawdry, or he sleeps. Say on.
So, after Pierce paused, a roused vengeance sets him new work. And never did the Cyclops' hammers fall on Mars' armors, forged for proof return. With less remorse than Pierce's bleeding sword, now falls on Priam!
Come to Hecuba.
But who had seen the MOBLEY queen?
The MOBLEY queen.
That's good. MOBLEY queen is good.
Run barefoot up and down with bison room. A clout about that head where late the diadem stood. And for a robe about her lank and all over teemed loins, a blanketed alarm of fear caught up. But if the gods themselves did see her then, when she saw Pierce make malicious sport in mincing his sword with her husband's limbs, the instant burst of calamity she made would have made milch the burning eyes of heaven, and passion in the gods.
Look where he has not turned his color and has tears in his eyes. Pray you no more.
'Tis well. Good, my lord, do you see the players well bestowed? Do ye here, let them be well used, for they are abstracts, brief chronicles of time. After your death, you had better had a bad epitaph in their ill report while you lived. Take them in.
Come.
Following, friends, we'll have a play tonight. Dost thou hear me, old friend? Can you play the murder of Gonzago?
Aye, my lord.
We'll have tonight. And you could for need study a speech of some dozen or 16 lines I'd set down in certain it. Could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that lord. And look you, mock him not. My good friends, I will leave you till tonight. You are welcome to Elsinore.
Good, my lord.
Aye, so God be with you. Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I! Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his whole conceit, that from her working all his visage warms, tears in eyes, distractions in aspects, a broken voice, and his whole function suiting the form so to his whole conceit? And all for nothing? For Hecuba? Who is he to Hecuba, or Hecuba to him, that he should weep for her? What would he do, had he the motive and cue for passion that I have? He would drown the stage with tears, and cleave the general ear with horrid speech. Make mad the guilty, appall the free, confound the ignorant, and amaze indeed the very faculty of eyes and ears. Yet I, a dull and muddy-mettled rascal, peak, like John of Dreams, unpregnant of my cause, and can say nothing. No, not for a king upon whose most dear life and property a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain? Breaks my pate across, twixt me by the nose, gives me the line of the throat as deep as to the lungs. Who does me this, huh? Why it cannot be, for I should take it, for I am pigeon liver and that gall to make oppression bitter. Or ere this, I should have fatted all the raging kites with the slave's awful bloody body villain. Remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindness villain, oh, vengeance! Why, what an ass am I? Aye, sure, this is most brave, that I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must like a whore unpack my heart with words and fall cursing like a very drab. A scullion? Fine. About my brain. I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have, by the very cunning of the scene, been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, though it have no tongue, will speak with the most miraculous organ. I have the players placed and with the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tent to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. The spirit that I have seen may be the devil, and the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape, yea, and perhaps out of my weakness and my melancholy, as he's very potent with such spirits, abuses me to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The place, the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
And can you by no drift of circumstance get from him why he puts on this confusion?
He does confess he feels himself distracted, but from what cause he will by no means speak.
And with the crafty madness keeps aloof when we would bring him onto some confession of his true state.
Did he receive you well?
Just like a gentleman.
Did you assay him to any pastime?
Oh, madam, it so fell out that certain players we all wrought on the way of this we told him, and there did seem in him a kind of joy to hear of it, this night they played before him.
'Tis most true, he did beseech me to entreat your majesties to see and hear the matter.
With all my heart, and it doth content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him further edge, and drive his purpose on to these delights.
We shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that he, as 'twere by accident, may there affront Ophelia. Her father and myself will so bestow ourselves that, seeing unseen, we may, of their encounter, frankly judge if it be the afflictions of his love, or no, that thus he suffers for.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do wish your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's wildness. So shall I hope your virtues will bring him to his wonted way again, to both your honors.
Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here, read on this book. Let's withdraw, my lord.
nymph, and thy orisons. Be all my sins remembered?
Good my lord. How does your honor on this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well, well, well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed long to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, no, I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, I know right well you did. And with them words of such sweet breath composed as made the things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again. For to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord.
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Good beauty, my lord, a better commerce than your honesty.
Aye, truly. For the power of beauty can sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd. And the force of honesty can translate beauty into his likeness. I loved you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent, honest, but yet I could accuse me. It were better my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, and with more offenses at my beck than I have thought to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should such fellows as I do crawling between heaven and earth? We are errant knaves all. Believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the door be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Help him, you sweet heaven.
Or if thou dost marry, I'll give thee a plague for this dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, pure as snow, thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to a nunnery. Go. Farewell. Or if thou wilt needs marry, marry a fool. For wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. Go to, I'll no more aunt. It has made me mad. I say, we will have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery, go.
Oh, what a noble mind is here o'erthrown. And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucked the honey from his music vows, now see that noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled out of tune and harsh.
Love? His affections do not that way tend, nor would he spake, though it lacked formula. It was not like madness. There's something in his soul, or which his melancholy sits on brood, and doubts not that the hatch will be some danger.
Yet I do believe the origin and commencement of this grief sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia? No need to tell us what Lord Hamlet said. We heard it all. My lord, do as you please, but if you hold it fit after the play, have his queen mother all alone entreat him. I'll be placed so pleased you in the ear of all their conference. If she find him not, to England send him. Or confine him where your wisdom best shall think.
It shall be so. Madness in great ones must not unwatched go.
Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I have seen, see what I see.
the speech, I pray you, as I pronounce it to you trippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of your players do, I had leave the town crier to smoke my lines. Nor do not saw the air too much with your hand thus, but use all gently, from the very torrent, tempest, and, as I say, the whirlwind of passion. You must acquire and beget a kind of temperance that give it smoothness.
I warrant, Your Honor.
And be not too tame neither, but let your own discretion be your tutor. Suits the action to the word to the action, with this special observance. That you o'erstep not the modesty of nature, for anything so overdone is from the purpose of playing, whose end at the first and now was and is to hold as 'twere the mirror up to nature.
I hope that we inform that indifferently with us, sir.
Oh, reform it all together. Go, make you ready. Will you two help hasten them?
We will, my lord.
What ho, Horatio?
Here, sweet lord, at your service.
Horatio, thou art even as just the man as ere my conversation coped withal.
Oh, my dear lord.
Nay, do not think I flatter. Blessed are those whose blood and judgment are so well commingled. They're not a pipe for fortune's finger to sound what stop she please. Give me that man that is not passion's slave, and I will wear him in my heart's core. Aye, in my heart of hearts as I do thee. As something to much of this. There's a play tonight before the king. One scene of it comes to the circumstances I've told thee. My father's death. Observe, mine uncle, if his occulted guilt do not itself unkennel in one speech, it is a damned ghost that we've seen.
Well, my lord.
There come to play. Must be idle. Get you a place.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent in faith of the chameleon's dish. I eat air, promise crammed. You cannot feed capon so.
I would have nothing with this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now. My lord, played in the university once, you say.
That I did, my lord, and was accounted a good actor.
And what did you enact?
I did enact Julius Caesar. I was killed in the Capitol. Brutus killed me.
It was a brute part of him to kill so capital a calf there. Be the players ready.
Aye, my lord, they say upon your patience.
Come hither, my good Hamlet. Sit by me.
No, good mother. Here's metal more attractive.
What ho? Mark that.
Lady, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I meant my head upon your lap.
Aye, my lord.
Do you think I meant country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
'Tis a fair thought to lie between maids' legs.
What is, my lord?
Nothing.
You are married, my lord?
Who, I?
Aye, my lord.
Oh, God, you're only jig maker. For what should a man do but be merry? For look you, how cheerfully my mother looks. And my father died within 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long? Nay, though the devil were black, for I'll have a suit of sables. Oh, heavens! Died 2 months ago and not forgotten yet.
For us, and for our tragedy, here stooping to your clemency, we beg your hearing patiently.
Is this a prologue or a posy of a reign?
'Tis brief, my lord.
As woman's love.
Full 30 times hath Phoebus' court gone round. Since love our hearts and time and did unite our hands, commutual in the most sacred bands.
So many journeys may the sun and moon make us again come o'er ere love be done. But woe is me! You are so sick as of late, so far from cheer and from your former state.
Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. My operant powers my functions leave to do, and thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honored, beloved, and happily one is kind. For husband shalt thou...
Oh, confound the rest! Such love must needs be treason upon my breast, and second husband, let me be accursed. None
So think thou wilt no second husband wed, but die thy thoughts when thy first lord is dead.
Both here and hence pursue me lasting strife, if once a widow ever I be wife.
It is deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull, and fain I would beguile the tedious day with sleep.
Sleep rock thy brain, and never come mischance between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady protests too much, methinks.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
Have you heard the argument? Is there no offense in it?
No, 'tis but jazz. Poison in jazz. No offense in the world.
What do you call the play?
The mousetrap. Here is one Lucy Anus, nephew to the king.
You make a good chorus, my lord.
I could interpret between you and your love if I could see the puppets dallying.
You are not. You are not.
It would cost you a groaning to take off my head.
Still better and worse.
Begin, Pops! Leave thy devotal faces and begin! The croaking raven doth bellow for revenge! Thoughts black. Hands act. Drugs fit. And time agreeing. Confederate season. Else no one seeing. Thou mixture rake of midnight weeds collected, with Hecate's band thrice blasted, thrice infected, with natural magic and dire property, unwholesome life usurp immediately. He poisons him in the garden for his estate. His name's Gonzaga. You shall see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzaga's wife. What? Frighted with false fire. How fares my lord?
Give over the play! Lights!
Lights! Lights!
Go! Go! Oh, good Horatio! I'll take the ghost's word for 1,000 pounds. Did it proceed?
Very well, my lord.
Upon the talk of poison.
I did very well note him.
Good my lord, vouchsafe me a word with you.
Sir, a whole
The
history.
king, sir.
Aye, sir. What of him?
In his retirement, marvelous distempered.
With drink, sir.
Nay, good my lord, put your discourse into some frame and start not so wildly from my affair.
Sir, I'm tame. Pronounce.
The queen, your mother, in most great affliction of spirit, hath sent me to you.
Sir, you are welcome.
Nay, good my lord, this courtesy is not of the right breed. If it shall please you to make me a wholesome answer.
I cannot
What, my lord?
make you a wholesome answer. My wit's diseased. But such answers I can give you shall command. Or rather my mother, you say. So no more but to my matter. My mother, you say.
Then thus she says, your behavior hath struck her into amazement and admiration.
Oh, wonderful son, that can so astonish a mother.
She desires to speak with you in her closet ere you go to bed.
We shall obey her were she 10 times our mother. Have you any further trade with us?
My lord, once did love me.
I do still. By these pickers and stealers.
Good, my lord. What is the cause of your distemper? You do freely bar the door of your own liberty if you deny your griefs to your friend.
Sir, I lack advancement.
How can that be when you have the voice of the king himself for your succession in Denmark?
Aye, for while the grass grows, the proverb is something musty. Will you play upon this pipe?
My lord, I cannot.
I pray you.
Believe me, I cannot.
I do beseech you.
I know no touch of it, my lord.
'Tis as easy as lying. Govern these ventages here with your finger and thumb. Give it breath with your mouth, and it will discourse most excellent music. Look you, here are the stops.
But these I cannot command to any utterance of harmony. I have not the skill.
How unworthy a thing you make of me. You play upon me. You'd seem to know my stops. You'd pluck out the heart of my mystery. You'd sound me from my lowest note to the top of my compass, yet here, this most music, excellent voice, this little organ, you cannot make it speak. So what do you think I am easier to be played on than a pipe? God bless you, sir.
My lord, the queen would speak with you, and presently.
Do you see that cloud? That's almost in a shape like a camel.
By the mass, it's shaped like a camel indeed.
Methinks it's like a weasel.
'Tis backed like a weasel.
Or like a whale.
Very like a whale.
I will come to my mother by and by.
I will say so.
By and by is easily said. Leave me, friend. 'Tis the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn, and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world. Now could I drink hot blood and do such bitter business that the day would quit to look on. But soft, to my mother, I will speak daggers to her, but use none.
Therefore prepare you. I, your commission, will forthwith dispatch, and he to England shall along with you. Arm you! I pray you to this speedy voyage.
We will haste us.
My offense is rank. It smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon it. A brother's murder. Pray, can I not? Though inclination be as sharp as will, my stronger guilt defeats my strong intent. I stand in pause, where I shall first begin and both neglect. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Then I'll look up my fault as past, but what form of prayer could serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder? That cannot be, since I am still possessed of the effects for which I did the murder. My crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and still retain the offense? And try what repentance can. I mean, what can it not? But what can it when one cannot repent? Bow, stubborn knees, and a heart with strings of steel. Be soft as sinews of the newborn babe. All may be well.
Now might I do it, Pat. Now he is praying. And now I'll do it! Now he is praying, and now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven, and so I'm revenged. That would be scanned. A villain kills my father, and for that I, his sole son, do the same villain sent to heaven. Oh, this is higher in salary, not revenge. No. Up, sword, and know thou more hard hent. When he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasures of his bed, at gaming, swearing, or about some act that has no relish of salvation in it, then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and his soul be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up. My thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
He will come straight. Look, you lay home to him. Tell him that his pranks have been too broad to bear, and that your grace hath screamed and stood between much heat and him. I'll silence me in here. Pray you be round with him.
Mother! Won't you fear me not? Withdraw, I hear him coming.
Mother! Mother! Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rude not so. You're the queen, your husband's brother's wife. Would you were not so, you are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come, come, and sit me down. You shall not budge. I set you up a glass where you may see the inmost parts of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me? Help!
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 Help! Help!
How now?
Help!
That's
Oh me, what hast thou done?
Nay, no, not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed, almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady. 'Twas my word. Thou wretch, rash, intruding fool. Farewell. I took thee for thy betters. Take thy fortune. Leave wringing of your hands. Peace! Sit you down, for so I shall wring your heart, if it be made of penetrable stuff.
What have I done that thou dost wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Look here on this picture, and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on his brow, Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself, an eye like Mars to threaten or command, to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband. Look, you now what follows. Here is your husband, like a mildewed ear blasting his wholesome breath. Have you eyes? Have you eyes? For you cannot call it love. For at your age, the heyday in the blood is tame, is humble, and waits upon judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? Oh, shame! Where is thy blush?
Speak to me no more, Hamlet. These words like daggers. They enter mine ears no more, sweet Hamlet.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, hiding and making love o'er the nasty sty.
No more, Hamlet. Thou turnest mine eyes into my very soul, where I see such black and grained spots as will not leave their taint.
A villain and a murderer. A slave that is not 20th part the type of your precedent lord. A vice of kings. A king of shreds and patches! Save me, and hover over me with your wings. You heavenly guards, what would your gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad.
Dost thou come your tardy son to chide? The lapse in time and passion of acting in your dread command. Oh, say!
Not forget, this visitation is but to wet my arms pointed first. But look, amazement on my mother's sense. Speak to her heart.
How is it with you, lady?
How is with you? Like you bend your eye on vacancy and with the corporal air do hold discourse. Whereon do you look?
On him. On him, look you! How pale he glares!
To whom do you speak this?
Do you see nothing there?
No, nothing at all. Yet all that is I see.
Nor do you nothing here?
Nothing but ourselves.
Why look you there? How it steals away! My father. In his habit. Does he live?
This is the very coinage of your brain.
My pulse as yours doth temporally keep time and make as healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered, mother. For love of grace, confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past, avoid what's to come.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
So throw away the worser part of it and live pure with the other half. Good night. But go not to mine uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it. Refrain tonight. That will lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence. Once more, good night. And when you are desirous to be blessed, I'll blessing beg of you. For this same Lord, do repent. But heaven hath pleased itself that I must be their scourge and minister. I will bestow him and answer well the death I gave him. So once more, good night. I must be cruel, only to be kind.
What shall I do?
Not this, by no means do I bid you do. Let the bloat king tempt you again to his bed. Pinch, wanting your cheek. Call you his mouse, or for a pair of reachy kisses make you to ravel all this matter out. That I am essentially, am not in madness, but mad in craft. 'Twere good you let him know.
Be thou assured, if words be made of breath and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me.
I must to England, you know that.
Alack, I forgot. 'Tis so concluded on.
His letter sealed. My 2 schoolfellows who I will trust as adders fanged. They bear the mandate. This man shall set me packing. I'll lug the guts into the neighbor room. Mother, good night. Indeed, this counselor is now most still, most secret, and most grave, who was in life a foolish braiding knave. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you. Good night, mother.
There's matters in these sighs. You must translate 'tis fit we understand them. Where's your son?
Oh, my good lord, what have I seen tonight?
What, Gertrude? How does Hamlet?
Mad, as the seas and wind when both contend which is the mightier. In his lawless fit, hearing something stir behind the arras, he whips his rapier out and cries, "A rat! A rat!" and kills the unseen good old man.
Oh, heavy deed. It had been with us, had we been here. His liberty is full of threats to all. Alas, how shall this bloody deed be answered? Where is he gone?
To draw apart the body he hath killed. He weeps for what is done.
Oh, Gertrude, the sun no sooner shall the mountains touch, but we will ship him hence. And this vile deed, We must, with all our majesty and skill, both countenance and excuse. Friends, both go join you with some further aid. Go, seek him out. I pray you haste in this. Come, away. We'll call upon our wisest friends to let them know both what we mean to do and what is untimely done. Come away. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
Safely stowed. Uh-oh, here they come. Ooh. Ooh.
What have you done, my lord, with the dead body?
Compounded it with dust, whereto 'tis kin.
Tell us where 'tis, that we may take it thence and bear it to the chapel.
Do not believe it.
Believe what?
That I can keep your counsel and not mine own. Besides, to be demanded of a sponge, what replication should be made by the son of a king?
Take you me for a sponge.
Aye, sir, that soaks up the king's reward.
I understand you not.
I'm glad of it.
My lord, you must tell us where the body is and come with us to the king.
The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing!
My lord!
Of nothing. Then take me to him. I fought it all after!
Where the dead body is bestowed, my lord, we cannot get from him.
Now, Hamlet, where is Polonius?
At supper.
At supper? Where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of worms are eaten out of.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven. Send thither to find him. If your messenger find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But indeed, if you find him not this month, you shall know him as you go up the stairs and into the lobby.
Go seek him there.
He will stay till ye come.
Hamlet, this deed of thine, for that which thou hast done, for thine especial safety, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore, prepare yourself. The bark is ready, and all at bent for England.
For England?
Aye, Hamlet.
Good. Farewell, dear mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. Father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh. And so, my mother. Come for England.
Follow him at foot. Tempt him with speed aboard. I pray you, haste in there! And England, if my love thou hold'st at aught, as my great power thereof may give thee sense by letters conjuring to that effect the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England!
I will not speak with her.
She is importunate, indeed distract. Her mood will needs be pitied.
What would she have?
She speaks much of her father, says she hears there's tricks in the world, and hems and beats her heart, spurns enviously at straws, speaks things in doubt that carry but half sense.
Her speech is nothing. 'Twere good she were spoken with, for she may strew dangerous conjectures in ill-breeding minds. Let her come in. To my sick soul, since true nature is. Each choice seems prologue to some greater myths. So full of artless jealousy is guilt. It spills itself in fearing to be spilt.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
Why, how now, Ophelia?
He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. At his head a grass-green turf, at his heels a stone.
Alas, sweet lady, what imports this song?
Pray you, mark! White his shroud is the mountain snow, larded with sweet flowers, which be wept to his grave did not go, with true love's showers.
How do ye, pretty lady?
Well, God yield you. They say the owl is the baker's daughter. Lord, we know what we are, but we know not what we may be. God be at your table.
Conceit upon her father.
Pray you, let's have no words of this. Instead, when they ask you what it means, say you this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, all in the morning be time, and I am made at your window to be your Valentine. So up he rose at dawn,
Pretty
Ophelia,
Ophelia, please.
chamber door,
Wait,
and the maid went at the maid,
Lady.
never departed more.
Pretty Ophelia!
Indeed, law. Without an oath, I'll make an end on it. By justice and by sweet charity, alack and fie for shame, young men will do it if they come to it, by cock they are to blame. Quoth she, before you tumbled me, you promised me to wed, and would I have done by yonder sun, and thou hast not come to my bed.
How long hath she been thus?
I hope all will be well. We must be patient. But I cannot choose but to weep, to think that they should lay him in the cold ground. My brother shall know of it! And so I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night. Good night.
Follow her close. Give her a good watch, I pray you. This is the poison of deep grief. It springs all from her father's death. Oh, Gertrude. Gertrude, when sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. First her father slain, next your son gone, and he most violent author of his own just remove. Poor Ophelia, divided from herself and her fair judgment.
Alack, what noise is this? Oh, thou vile king, give me my father!
Calmly, good Laertes.
That drop of blood, that conch proclaims me bastard.
What is the cause, Laertes, that that rebellion looks so giant-like? Let him go, Gertrude. Speak, man.
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by him.
Let him demand his fill.
How came he dead? I'll not be juggled with. To hell's allegiance, vows to the blackest devil. Let come what comes, only I'll be most thoroughly revenged for my father.
Good Laertes, if you desire to know the certainty of your father's death, is it writ in your revenge that swoop stick you will draw, both friend and foe, winner and loser?
None but his enemies.
Will you know them then? That I am guiltless of your father's death, and am most sensible in grief for it. It shall, as level to your judgment pierce, as day does to your...
Dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia. Oh, heavens, is it possible a young maid's wits is as mortal as an old man's life?
They bore him barefaced on the bier, hey no nani nani hey nani, and on his grave runs many a tear. Fare you well, my dove. there's rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember? And there's pansies. That's for thoughts. There's fennel for you. And columbines! There's rue for you. And some for me. No, you must wear your rue with a difference. There's daisies. I would give you some violets, but they withered all when my father died. They say he made a good end. And will he not come again? And will he not come again? No, no, he is dead. Go to thy deathbed. He never will come again. He is gone. He is gone. And we cast away Mo. God have mercy on his soul and on all Christian souls. I pray God. Goodbye, ye.
Do you see this? Oka.
Laertes, I must commune with your grief, or you deny me rights. Go but apart! Be you content to lend your patience to us, and we shall jointly labor with your soul to give it due content.
Let this be known. His means of death, his obscure burial both cry to be heard, that I must call into question.
So you shall. And where the offense is, let the great axe fall. I pray you, go with me.
Horatio, we were 2 days old at sea. A pirate, a very warlike appointment gave us chase. In the grapple, I boarded them. On the instant they got clear of our ship, so I alone became their prisoner. They have dealt with me like thieves of mercy. Let the king have the letters I have sent, and prepare thou to me with as much haste as thou wouldst fly death. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern hold their course for England, of them I have much to tell thee. Farewell. Keep that thou knowest thine Hamlet.
Now, you must put me in your heart for friend, as if you have heard, and with a knowing ear, that he, which hath your noble father slain, pursued my life.
And so I have a noble father lost, a sister driven into desperate terms, but my revenge will come.
I loved your father, and we love ourselves, and that, I hope, will teach you to imagine. How now, what news?
Letters, my lord, from Hamlet. This to your majesty, this to the queen.
From Hamlet? Who sent them?
Sailors, my lord. They say, I saw them not.
Laertes, you shall hear them. Leave us. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes, when I shall, first asking your pardon thereunto, recount the occasions of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet, what should this mean? Are all the rest come back?
Know you the hand?
'Tis Hamlet's character, naked. And in a postscript here he says alone.
Let him come.
Will you be ruled by me?
If so, you'll not o'errule me to a peace.
To thine own peace. I will work him to an exploit. Now ripen my device, under the which he shall not choose, but fall. How now, sweet queen?
One woe doth tread upon another's heel. So fast, so follow. Your sisters drown, Laertes.
Drowned? Oh, where?
There is a willow, grows aslant a brook, that shows its hoar leaves in the glassy stream. There with fantastic garlands did she come. There on the pendant boughs her cornet weeds clamoring to hang, an envious sliver broke. When down the weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook, her close spread wide a mermaid like. But while they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old tunes as one incapable of her own distress or a creature native and endued unto that element. But long it could not be, till her garments heavy with her drink pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lay to muddy death.
Too much of water hast thou, poor Ophelia. And therefore I forbid my tears. Adieu, my lord! I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze, but that this folly doubts it.
Let us follow, Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now fear I this will give it start again. Therefore, let us follow.
And you bring out the love, me thought it was very sweet. The contract owed the time of my behold, me thought there was nothing me.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business that he sings at grave making?
The age with Christine steps have caught me in his clutch and hashing me into the lane as if I have never been such.
That skull had a tongue in it and could sing once. How the name rolls it to the ground, as if it were Cain's jawbone that did the first murder.
A pickaxe and a spade for a shrouded sheep. Oh, a bit of clay for to be made for such a guest as me.
There is another. Why would not that be the skull of a lawyer? Why does he suffer this rude knave to knock him about the sconce with a dirty shovel and will not tell him of his action of battle? I will speak to this fellow. Whose grave's this, sir?
Mine, sir.
I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in it.
You lie out on it, sir, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in it, and yet it is mine.
To be in it and say 'tis thine, 'tis for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore, thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie, sir.
What man dost thou dig it for, then?
For no man, sir.
What woman, then?
For none neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Of all the days of year, I came to it that day. Oh, the very day that our last King Hamlet overcame Fortinbras.
And how long is that since?
Can you not tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day that young Hamlet was born. He that was mad and sent it to England.
Aye, marry. Why was he sent to England?
Why? Because he was mad. He'll regain his wits, sir. If you do not, it's no great matter there.
And why?
'Twill not be seen in him. There the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely.
Faith in with losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
If he be not rotten before he die, he will actually some 8 year or 9 year. Ah, here's a skull now. Ah, this skull has lain in the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
A whoreson's mad fellow's it was. Who do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
Pestilence upon him for a mad rogue. Put a flagon of Rhenish on me once. This same skull, sir. This same skull, sir. What's your next skull? The king's jester.
This?
In that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. How bored my imagination is. My gorge rises at it. Here hung those lips I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar. No one to mock your own jeering, quiet chop fallen. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander looked on this fashion in the air?
Even so.
It smelt so.
Even so.
But soft, aside, here comes the king, the queen, the courtiers. Who is that they follow with such maimed rites? This doth betoken the course they followed did with desperate hand fordo its own life. 'Twas some mistake. Couch we a while, and mark.
What ceremony else?
That is Laertes, a very noble youth. Mark.
What ceremony else?
Her death was doubtful, and but that great command or sway the order, she should in the ground, unsanctified have lodged until the last trumpet. And yet here she's allowed her virgin rites, her maiden instruments, and the bringing home of bale and burial.
Must there no more be done?
No more be done. We should profane the service of the dead. To sing sage requiem, and such rest to her as to other peace-parted souls.
Lay her in the earth. From her fair and unpolluted flesh, made violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be, when thou liest howling.
What? The fair Ophelia?
Sweet to the sweet farewell. I hope thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, not to have strewed thy grave.
Terrible woe fall 10 times treble on that cursed head. Hold off the earth a while, till I have caught her once more in mine arms.
Laertes!
Now, pile your dust upon the quick and dead, till of this flat a mountain you have made.
Who is he, whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjure the wandering stars, and make them stand like wander wounded hearers? This is I, Hamlet, the Dane.
The devil take thy soul!
Hamlet! Quiet! I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her?
He is not Laertes!
Come, show me what thou do. Would weep, would fight, would tear thyself. I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine? Thou face me with leaping into her grave. I will rant as well as thou.
This is mere madness, and thus a while the fit will work on him.
Hear you, sirs. Why is it that you use me thus? I loved you ever, but it is no matter.
Good Gertrude, set some watch over your son. This grave shall have a living monument. Laertes, was your father dear to you? Or are you like the painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son indeed, more than in words?
To cut his throat in the church.
Revenge should have no bounds. But, good Laertes, will you do this? Keep close within your chamber. We'll put on those shall praise your excellence for arts and exercise in your defense, and bring you together in a fencing match with Hamlet, and wager on your heads. He, being remiss, will not peruse the foils, so that with ease or with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited, and in a passive practice requite him for your father.
I will do it. And for that purpose I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction of a mountebank so mortal, no remedy so rare under the moon can save the thing from death. That is but scratched withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion, so that if I gall him slightly, it may be death.
Let us think further of this. This project should have a backing or a second that might hold. We'll make solemn wager on your comings. I had. When in your motions you were hot and dry as to make your bouts more violent to the end, and that he calls for drink. I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nuns, whereon but sipping, if he by chance escape your venom stuck, our purpose may hold there. An hour of quiet shortly shall we see. Till then, in patience, our proceeding be.
So much for this, sirs. Do you remember all the circumstance?
Remember it, my lord.
There's a divinity that shapes our end. Refuse them how we will.
That is most certain.
Up from my cabin, about me in the dark, groped I to find them, had my desire fingered their packet, and in time withdrew to mine own room again, my fears forgetting manners, to unseal their grand commission. Where I found Horatio, oh royal neighbor, an exact command. My head should be struck off.
Is it possible?
Here's the commission. Read it at more leisure. Wilt thou hear me how I did proceed?
I beseech you.
They'd begun the play. I sat me down, devised a new commission. Wilt thou know the effects of what I wrote?
Aye, good my lord.
An earnest conjuration from the king, that on the view and know of these contents, without debatement further, more or less, he should, the bearers put to sudden death.
So, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern go to it.
Why, man, they did make love to this employment. They are not near my conscience.
Why, what king is this?
Does it not think as he stand me now upon? He hath killed my king, whored my mother, popped in between the election and my hopes, and thrown out his angle for my proper life, with such cousinage. Is it not perfect conscience to quit him with this arm?
It must be known to him from England what is the issue of the business there.
It will be short. The interim's mine, and a man's life no more than to say one. But I am very sorry, good Horatio, that to Laertes I forgot myself. For by the image of my cause, I see the portraiture of his. I'll court his favors. But sure, the bravery of his grief did put me into a towering passion.
Peace. Who comes here?
Your lordship is right welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you, sir. Dost thou know this water fly?
No, my good lord.
Thy state is the more gracious, for 'tis a vice to know him.
Sweet sir, if your friendship be at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from his majesty.
I will receive it with all diligence of spirit.
My lord, his majesty bade me signify to you that he hath laid a great wager on your head. Sir, this is the matter. Sir, you are not ignorant of what Excellence, Laertes is at his weapon.
And what's his weapon?
Rapier and dagger.
That's 2 of his weapons, but well.
The king, my lord, hath laid that in a dozen passes between you and him, he shall not exceed you 3 hits. If your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no?
I mean, your lordship, the opposition of your person in trial.
Sir, I will walk here in the hall if it please his majesty. 'Tis a breathing time of day with me. Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold his purpose. I'll win for him if I can. If not, I'll gain nothing but my shame and the odd hits.
I commend my duty to your lordship.
Yours. Ah! Yours.
You will lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think so. Since he has been in France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds. But thou wouldst not think how ill all is here about my heart. But no matter.
If your mind dislike anything, obey. I will forestall their repair hither and tell them you are not fit.
Not a whit. We defy augury. There's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, it is not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all. Let be.
Come, Hamlet, come. Take this hand from me.
Give me your pardon, sir. I've done you wrong, but pardoned as you are, a gentleman. This presence knows. And you must needs have heard how I am punished with sore distraction. What I have done might your nature honor and exception roughly awake. I here proclaim was madness. Sir, in this audience, let my disclaiming from a purpose evil free me so far in your most generous thoughts that I have shot mine hour o'er the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature. I do receive your offered love like love and will not wrong it.
I will embrace it freely, and will his brother's wager frankly play. Bring us the foil. Come on.
Come one for me.
Laertes, I will be your foil. In mine ignorance, your skill shall like a star in the darkest night stick fiery off indeed.
You mock me, sir.
Not by this hand.
Very well, my lord.
Your grace will leave the odds at the weaker side.
I do not think it. I've seen them both, and since he is better, we have therefore odds.
This is too heavy.
This likes me well. These foils have all a leg.
Aye, my good sir.
If Hamlet give thee first or second hit, the king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath, and in the cup an union shall he throw, richer than that which 4 successive kings in Denmark's crown have worn. Give me the cup. The king drinks to Hamlet. Come, come, begin! And you, the judges, bear a wary eye.
Come, sir.
Come, my lord.
What? No, judgment!
A hit, a very palpable hit.
Come, again.
Stay! Give me the cup. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. The king drinks to Hamlet's health. Give him the cup.
I'll play this bout first. Set by a while.
Our son shall win!
Oh, he is fat and scant of breath. Here's a napkin, rub thy brows. The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Oh, good madam.
Gertrude! Do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you, pardon me.
This is a poison cup, it's too late.
Come, let me wipe thy face.
My lord, I'll hit him now.
I do not think
And
it.
yet almost his against my conscience.
Come for the third. Laertes, you but dally. I pray you pass with your best violence. I'm afeard you make a wanton of me.
Say you so. Come on, come.
Nothing neither way.
How about you now?
Nay, come again.
Oh, my lord, Oh, Hamlet! Cease this, my lord!
Hamlet,
My lord!
easy, Hamlet!
My lord!
Hamlet, stop this! Stop them! They're incensed!
My lord! Hamlet!
Laertes!
They bleed on both sides. How's my lord?
How does the queen?
She swoons to see them bleed.
No. The drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet. The drink. I am poisoned.
Oh, villainy! How? Are the doors be locked? Treachery! Seek it out!
In here, Hamlet! Hamlet, thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. The foul practice hath turned itself on me. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. Thy mother's poisoned. I can no more. The king's to blame.
The poison venom too! The venom! Do my work!
No! Defend me, friends! I am but hurt!
Here! Thou murderous, damned, incestuous thing! Drink the poison! Is that you in here? Follow my mother!
He is justly served. It is a poison tempered by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. My and my father's death come not upon thee, nor thine on me.
Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. I want to die, Horatio. Thou livest. Report me and my cause is right to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I'm more an antique Roman than a Dane. There's yet some liquor left.
As there ought to man, give me the cup. Let go, by heaven I'll have. Oh, good Horatio, what a wounded knave. Things standing thus unknown shall live behind me. If thou did ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity a while, and in this harsh world, draw thy breath in pain, to tell my story. What warlike noise is this?
Young Fortinbras, with conquest brings this warlike folly.
Oh, I die, Horatio. The potent poison, quaint orc rose my spirit. The rest is silence.
Now cracks a noble heart! Good night, sweet prince. And flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
What sight is this?
What is it you would see? If out of woe or wonder, cease your search.
This quarry cries in havoc. O proud death, that thou so many princes hast shot, so bloodily hath struck.
Let me speak, to the yet unknowing world how these things came about. So shall we hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, of accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of desperate armed by cunning and forced cause. And in this upshot, purposes mistook, falling on the inventor's head. All this can I truly deliver.
Let us haste to hear it. I have some rights of memory in this kingdom, which ought to claim my advantage doth invite me. Such a sight as this comes the field, but here shows much amiss. Go, bid the soldiers shoot.